It's Danny Flexen here for Boxing News and for Goodwin Boxing, here with Frank Buglioni, light heavyweight. Good to see you, Frank.
And you, Dan.
That's the first handshake of many today, as you'll be signing with Steve Goodwin on a 3-year managerial contract.
That's correct, yeah.
So first obvious question, what attracted you, and not in that way, to Steve Goodwin? Why Steve?
Well, to be honest with you, I knew Steve in the boxing world. I mean, if you're in British boxing, you know the name Steve Goodwin. He manages a lot of fighters and puts people in good positions. But I met him down the gym. We had a good in-depth chat, and I just get a very good a sense from him. He's an honest, hard-working man, and he does what he can for his fighters. And he'll be my manager, so he'll start manoeuvring me into positions and help me get those fights, and I can concentrate on what I do best, and that's fighting and training.
And you've always been quite in control of your own career, not just in the boxing ring but outside as well, with endorsements and things like that. What's made you willing at this stage of your career to give up some of that independence, I guess, and let someone else take control of that side of things?
Yeah, well, to be honest, since talking to Steve, I wouldn't be giving away any of my independence or freedom. I'm a free agent. I've worked hard and put a lot of effort into to get into that position, and that's where Steve's come in, and we're maintaining that position. Obviously, he's got a great stable of fighters as well, so the fact that he can get me regular sparring as well, access to those sort of things, good exposure, and he knows a lot of people in boxing, so he can start manoeuvring me into the routes that I want to go down.
Now, how would you define this stage of your career? Your apprenticeship seems a long time ago now. You've obviously fought for a world title as well. Yeah. What is this stage of your career? What's it about?
Well, obviously, I'm moving into the new weight category, so I've moved up to light heavy. I've definitely had a lot of experience. I train with various trainers in various locations, so I really feel like I'm coming together as a complete fighter now. I just need that experience at a higher level, and I'm looking forward to the next steps. But this is going to be the next 2-3 years. I'm going to climb up to that world title position. I'm going to win that world title, and I'm going to hold it.
And in theory, hitting your physical peak as well.
Exactly that. So time is on my side. It'll be 5 years at the end of this year. I've been a professional, which is, in the scheme of things, not really a long time. You see a lot of guys, they win world titles about 7 or 8 years into their pro careers. I think Ricky Burns, he's been a pro about 11 years now. So the time frame is perfect for me, and I'm in a great place here in London with Don Charles, and now I've got a great management team behind me. I'm going to go places.
Talking of great place, we should mention we're here at Mill Hill Music Complex, which is just next to Punch London, Don Charles's gym. Saw Don briefly this morning. He's since disappeared. He's a very busy man, which I think bodes well in most ways. Why did you pick Don as the man to take you on the next stage of your career? You seem very happy over in Ireland with the Collins brothers.
Again, I met Don a few times at Box Nation press workouts and media workouts, and just had a good rapport. He took me on the pads a few times, and kind of we clicked. So I was always aware of Don. And then when I realised I couldn't train in Dublin any longer for financial reasons, I relocated back to London, and Don was the obvious choice.
Don has got a bit of a reputation, some of it warranted, maybe some of it unfair, for being quite a bombastic, outgoing personality. There's been disputes with some of his previous fighters. I think he admitted one even came to blows. I can't imagine that happening with you, because he'd end up unconscious, most likely. But also
maybe the other way around.
It's very kind of you to say. But also the fact that you're a very laid-back character yourself. Is that one of the things that attract you to him, that you're quite different, you complement each other?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, if you really get to know Don, he's actually a very calm, mild-mannered, polite man, and I think there's a lot of trust there with me and Don. We work so well together. So we rub off each other, and we've got great enthusiasm. And there's other guys in the gym as well that I work alongside, and we're all a team. So it's nice to have all different people and all different characters.
Don Charles, we rub off each other won't be the headline, I can promise you that much. What are the kind of things you guys are going to be prioritising, you and Don, in the next few months? What are the elements of your game you'd still like to improve?
Well, obviously we'll keep working on defence, but Don's adding to my attacking style. I've always been a good come forward fighter, so we're increasing power. I've moved up to light heavyweight, so now I've got a lot more strength. I can retain my power when I make weight, and I think that's going to be the defining factor. So we're working on the big powerful shots and then taking people out.
You've had a lot of criticism about your defence, I think it's fair to say, over the years. Does it bother you, does it ever get to you
Not at all. I mean, people they're entitled to their opinion, and they're the paying fan. So whatever they've got to say, they're entitled to. But I say to them, Fedor Chudnov's one of the best punchers and fighters out there, and in 12 rounds he can knock me down. So,
but some people would contend that's because your chin's really good rather than your defence.
Well, they can't have it both ways. I mean, you've got a good chin and a bad defence, or a good defence and a bad chin. So either.
At this stage in your career, to improve your defence and those technical nuances, what can you do now? Is it a matter of repetition and drilling, or is it having a new trainer who can teach you different things? What's the key?
Yeah, of course, it's practice makes perfect. And obviously now I'm light heavy. I've got an abundance of sparring in London. I can bring guys in and practice specific things. I've also now got the management team, and I can get dates and specific days. I haven't got to jump at fights. I can really work on different aptitudes with my game. When you have fights every sort of couple of months, you have your fight, you're in, you're getting fit for that fight, and then you're trying to sharpen up for the fight. Whereas now you have a little bit longer stretch, and you look at a lot of world champions that only box twice or 3 times a year. They get that time in between to really practice and perfect their art.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about that actually before we went on camera, and Amir Khan obviously had a long period with Virgil Hunter where they worked purely on technique and changing his tactical brain and how he went about fights. And I guess that would be the same for you, although you might fight a bit more frequently than Khan.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, I want to be fighting maybe three times a year, but I think that's the ideal time frame, and I can really sit down and work on different attitudes in my game.